Those are the three things. And I talked about Cammie, the girl that I knew. That saw for a little bit. She died, heroin addiction. They found her in an abandoned house, in a bathtub, with needles over her, and she had been dead for a couple of days. And
Whoa.
she was somebody that I was seeing at the time, and she was cool.
Did you know?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know she relapsed because I knew her sober.
Mm.
I didn't know about her relapse, but I've seen it a million times. Heroin just...
Hi, guys. I recently got engaged to my best friend. It's a great relationship. I play the role of housewife while he works. We bought a house in his hometown, which is Point Pleasant, West Virginia, home of the Mothman. I am a heroin addict, and he is a cop. It's not exactly ideal, I know.
Is she an active heroin addict?
Yes.
Yes. Everyone knows everyone in this tiny town, and word has gotten back to some of his cop friends that I am using. Yikes. My fiance is aware of my habit. In fact, we budget for the drugs. His coworkers are starting to judge him for being with me, and it's making my life here a bit uncomfortable. Going to NA meetings is out of the question because people gossip. We're afraid if we went regularly, the entire town would know about me, including his parents. I want to stop using. I've heard all the generic advice 1,000 times, but do you have any special advice for this housewife in a strange town?
Okay,
Sarah.
so
Wow.
you're asking the wrong guy that question.
Why are you the wrong guy?
Because my opinion about it is, it's just not my opinion. It's a medical field's opinion. It's is that the only way to get sober is to completely get it out of your life, and you have to stay abstinent. Is that the word, abstinent?
Mm-hmm.
Abstinent. And my opinion would be to go to a 12-step group. And when you say, I refuse to go to an NMA because they talk and this and that, it's like this. If I had HIV and they said, you got to go to this meeting, that's where you get the cocktails. And if I say, well, people talk, right? It doesn't matter. I have to go to the meeting to get the cocktails. I strongly believe that is probably one of the only ways to truly, the easiest way to get sober, because you learn tools to live your life. You get a spiritual awakening, and it's just a better, softer way to go. But that's my opinion. And
Your husband is keeping you sick.
yeah, he's enabling you.
He's probably the biggest culprit in all of this. The fact that he thinks it's okay to budget for your drug use. It's like Bobby and I, when we first started dating, we always used to make out in front of the TV. And one of our favorite shows was My 600-Pound Life. And, there were people who were, the half-ton killer. Remember her? The fat lady that rolled over her knees and killed her. That's all we would make out to. We would watch TLC.
I'm
and
hard
just,
right now.
Yeah.
You guys are amazing.
We would always we would always have sex to my 600-Pound Life.
Love
it. That was always our background, like ambient sounds. But anyways, there was one particular instance where the lady lost all this weight, and it actually ruined their relationship because the man wanted to keep her at bay. He wanted to have full control of her fatness because her fatness kept her at home. It felt
that his identity was wrapped up in that.
So he wanted to keep feeding her, and the doctors were a little bit upset with him because he was just not trying to help her lose weight. He wanted to keep her sick because he wanted control over her. And as soon as she started to kind of live her own life, lose weight, start to go out again, it made him a very insecure man. And I don't know the specifics of your relationship, but I think that is such a red flag for a man to provide you with a space to continue to do something you yourself want to quit. And I think it's dangerous.
People are weirded out about 12-step groups when they don't know much about it, and I feel for them. It is it's from the outside, it seems like a weird place, okay? And until they hear the history of how it came about. There was a guy named Bill W. All right, he was a stockbroker kind of. He did the is that what a stockbroker?
What did he do? Wall Street.
Wall Street. Yeah.
NASDAQ.
And he was a chronic alcoholic, and his wife was working at like a JCPenney kind of a place. I don't know what it was called. And eventually he couldn't work anymore, and she was working and he would steal her money to get alcohol. And then he ended up in institutions, and no matter what he tried, he could not get sober. And doctors would say back then, you're going to die like this. 99.9% chance that you're going to die. And one day he met a guy named Dr. Bob, who was a doctor. He had the same kind of problem, alcoholic, but he was a doctor. And they were talking about their problems. But in the span of them talking, they realized that in that 5 or 6 hours, they didn't drink.
Oh, interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
So then what happened was, what they ended up doing is they started going to institutions, and they would ask, where are the harshest alcoholics, the guys that are borderline wet brain? And they would go in and they would tell their stories to other alcoholics. And a lot of them went, oh, this is how you do it? So they would get one more. And they ended up going out of themselves and talking to people about their story. And what they found was and then they found God, right? So in the combination of both things, they were able to amass within a year 100 people. And they found that if they went to meetings every day for 1 hour, right, and also went out of themselves, because it's a self-centered disease, and when they reached their hand out, like they say in the Bible, to help other people, right, it took them. It's because it's not alcoholism and drug addiction isn't your problem. Your problem is selfishness, right, and a self-centeredness, and it's just the root of your problem. So when they found that, so that's why AA. Whenever I go to a meeting, I feel 10 times better. And I don't feel like doing it.
Well, let's because I think this is one of the more interesting questions we've had. Let's actually break it down and see. She's lucid enough to write a very well thought out email to us. So I want to know just how bad her addiction is. Right? She seems like she makes well constructed sentences. I have a family member of mine currently who's been a heroin addict for over 10 years, and it's been such a big thorn in all of our lives. I mean, including it's just been a very, very rough ride for all of us. So, and she's turned into this person to me now is basically the devil. Like, I just don't see her coming back from this addiction. She fucking uses everybody around her. It's a full-blown addiction, right? So what I'm saying is, Bobby, what should she do? What are the 3 steps that she should do today?
The problem with addiction is that it has to come from the addictee, the person that's addicted. And what they have to experience is a bottom. Now, everyone's bottom is different, but they have to realize, like, my thing was, oh my God, I saw my death. I saw that my behavior and inevitably was going to take me to, within a year or two, a place where I could die, right? And that was it. As soon as some house mothers, their threat is, I'm going to lose my kids. That's a big enough bottom for them. Death might not be the thing, right? But everyone has to come to a conclusion. So the problem with addiction is that some people's bottoms are very low. Are like, homeless, living in a dumpster, right? And almost like literally on the precipice of death. And then some people have light bottoms. I got in a car accident and I hurt somebody. That's their bottom. So it's like, I can't define that for this person, but that's it. You have to, because what happens is when you hit a bottom, it's just human nature to, for survival, I'm willing to do anything.
Bounce back.
But do you think her fiance will ever allow for her to hit a bottom if he's enabling her?
Oh, yeah.
He's a cop too, so he can protect her.
I mean, as a cop, you should know that, especially heroin, inevitably, the end result is not a good one. I mean, just look at the statistics. So it's like, if you look at the stats and you believe that you're going to be special, that's not going to be good, right? You need to look at the statistics and go, oh, I'm going to end up in a prison cell or an institution of some sort, or death. Those are the 3 things. And I talked about Cammie, the girl that I knew, that I saw for a little bit. She died, heroin addiction. They found her in an abandoned house, in a bathtub, with needles over her, and she had been dead for a couple of days. And
Whoa.
she was somebody that I was seeing at the time, and she was cool.
Did you know?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't
Yeah,
know she
or-
relapsed
yeah.
because I knew her sober.
Mm.
I didn't know about her relapse, but I've seen it a million times. Heroin just kills people, and in AA meetings, you see at the end, somebody will stand up and go, "Hey, I just want to let you know there's a service for so and so. He had relapsed and this and that," and it's something that's so real that I see, and I would hope that this person that just emailed us would hopefully this is not a joke. This is a serious thing that you have,
Mm.
and I promise you, and this is a promise, and it's not something that I'm making up. It's something that I've seen over and over again. I promise you, if you were able to go to some sort of 12-step group and really do the work, I promise you that your life will change. I promise you it'll get better and wonderful things will happen. But I also promise you that if you continue to do what you're doing, you're going to die. And that's it.
There you go.